Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to embrace 2024 and the first video of the year by using some new products from my collection. New year, new us, new products and makeup. So without further ado, let's get to it. This is the final result and I honestly think it looks quite cute. It's not something I would wear every day. I look like I have antennas on my eyes, but it's a moment. And yeah, I do want to mention real quick, I'm really proud of these nails. I did it by myself. They are so cute, right? This is the kind of glazed donut situation. It's like mermaid iridescent, shimmery. I don't even know what it is, but I used the manicurist. I'm really happy with these. These are gel nails and completely my natural nails. I just think they look so good, very fresh and clean, and I wanted to give it a shout out because I'm really proud of them. All right, we are used to this bare-faced and we're going to get started. I have made for me a little bit of an iced latte situation. I'm trying to get into coffee. I feel like coffee culture is so strong, but I just don't like the taste of coffee because it's so bitter. But what I did was I did oat milk because I'm lactose intolerant. I know, it's really tragic. And I put like a shot of espresso and then I put like the Dalgona coffee, not coffee, sugar. So like you put sugar, you boil it and you put a little bit of bicarb soda so it turns into this kind of like cookie situation. But yeah, look how cute this looks. I love the allure and just aesthetic of coffee, but I don't like the taste of it. Because it's the New Year's, I want to do a fresh face of new or newer products in my collection. So let's get started. First of all, this is something I redeemed from Sephora. I made a tiny Sephora haul at the end of the year and it was still within budgets. So great to hear that. This is the Slip Silk hair ties and I absolutely love it. I once redeemed one from Sephora as a part of like the rewards situation. Really liked it. Lost it I think when I was in China, but I saw they had a pack of 4 and I had to redeem it. I already opened it and I've been using it. I really like these. They're really good for my hair just because it's silk so it doesn't really tangle and pull your hair, so it's really nice for that. I'm just going to tie my hair back. Now we're going to prep the skin. You guys saw this from my Clear foundation review. This is the Clear Makeup Fixer. It is a setting spray. Haven't used it much, so I'm just going to spritz my face and use that as prep. Whilst I wait for this to dry, let's move on to what we're going to explore next. If you saw my declutter, I got this new Co Beauty bronzing drop and I have used this quite a bit ever since I got it, but it is newer in my collection, so I wanted to mention it. It is what it says. It is a bronzing drop and what that does, it helps give your skin a little bit more of a glow and it does add some more color onto your face. And how I like to use it is I like to take a little bit of this and then mix it with my foundation and just dab it all over the face. That way, because my foundation, I like to use it with my Giverny one because this is a kind of more glittery, kind of dewy formula. This is more matte, so mix it up together. It gets this really nice skin-like texture and it adheres really nicely. And this one's slightly too light for my skin tone, so adding this is perfect for me. So we're going to apply that. But just before we do that, something really exciting as well is I'm going to use a beauty blender. I have never used a beauty blender just ever because it's super expensive in my opinion. It's like $32 for a sponge, which I just don't think is worth it. I use my Juno & Co. That's like what, $6, and just the drugstore because I feel like it's a sponge, shouldn't be too phenomenal. I hope it's not super phenomenal because I don't want to cash out $32 for a sponge, which I have to throw out every like month or two. And the reason I have this, again, like I said, I had a little mini Sephora situation, but it was more like a rewards boutique haul. So I redeemed this. I got in this pack, it was 2 beauty blenders and a cleanser situation. So I redeemed basically all my points for these products and the Slip hair tie, and I think this is a really great kind of way for me to try a beauty blender. And yeah, let's try the iconic hot pink one. I think this is going to be really cute. It just feels like a normal sponge right now. I'm going to go wet it and see how that goes, and we'll be back to apply the foundation. This is the wet beauty blender. This is the original, so it does expand quite a bit. I would say the texture is actually on the more firmer side for a sponge, and yeah, quite keen to try this out. But I'm going to now just prepare my foundation and I'll show you guys how beautiful this glow drop is. It really is just absolutely incredible, and I don't do too much. I realize that is probably already too much for me, but you can see it's quite bronzy and glittery and shimmery. I don't know if it's showing up too much. And I'm going to do one huge pump of foundation. So it's almost like a 1-to-1 ratio. Now we have our concoction here. I actually don't mix it up together. I just tap my sponge into it and press it, because either way it's going to blend on my face. A little bit of a lazy approach, but I never see it making any issues or looking splotchy on my skin, so that's what we're going to do. And yeah, don't have a mirror, so I'm going to use my Wayne Goss palette. But yeah, what we're going to do is just dab into it, mix it on my hand like so, and just press onto our skin. And whatever is remaining, make sure to press it on your eyelids as well, otherwise your eyes are gonna look a little bit blank. Here we are, the foundation is on. It's not super obvious, which I really like, but up close you can see like these veins on my cheeks are gone. The redness is also gone as well. This is just a really skin-like finish. This is actually a medium high coverage foundation in my opinion, but the bronzing drops kind of sheet it down, make them more glowy, and look how healthy my skin is, and it matches my neck perfectly. I'd still do like to dab a tiny bit across like my jawline just to, you know, make it look like it's more cohesive, but honestly this is a really good match, and I just love how skin-like my face looks. It is just absolutely incredible. Really like it. I do want to mention that the beauty blender, it does soak up a little bit more product than I am expected or used to. I usually use a Juno Co, which is a microfiber sponge, which actually helps to keep the products on the surface. And my Air Perez, I also don't think it soaks up as much as this, because I did find myself using up whatever is left on my hand and there's like nothing left on there. Usually there's still like a little bit of a remnant, but yeah, I don't think this is a bad thing. It just went through with my application. Looks really nice so far, and I think it really did press the makeup in. So yeah. Next part of our routine, we're going to try a completely new concealer in my collection. This is from L'Oreal. This is their True Match concealer, which I have heard a lot of good things about, and I picked up. Actually, this is quite funny why I picked this up. It was such an impulsive, stupid thing. I initially was going to work, and then that day I was having like some weird allergies, so I kept on like sneezing when I was on the train. I don't have COVID or anything, and yes, that's still a thing apparently, but I was like getting my tissues and I was like rubbing at my nose, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna run out of all my concealer around my nose. It's gonna be red here and everything else is gonna be beige. It's gonna look weird. And I looked and I didn't bring my makeup pouch for that day, so I was like, I don't want to look bad. So I went to Priceline and I just bought this because it was 50% off, and literally everything 50% off that was a foundation or concealer, my shade was basically out. This was the only one I thought was the closest to my skin tone, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I got this in the shade whoa, what shade is this? 2N Vanilla, and I'm just looking right now. This is made in France. That is pretty fancy. Didn't expect that at all, but yeah, let's try this out. This is quite an interesting applicator. I opened it just then and it looks like it could be a flat paddle, and it reminds me of almost like a lip gloss applicator. Really interesting, and the texture is meant to be really watery and soft, but also high coverage, which I'm quite keen about. This has a more yellow and peachy undertone, so let's go for it. I'm going to put it on my under eyes and just areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. I think that is good. I don't need too much. This year I'm trying to not be too crazy with my foundation or concealer. I used to go a little bit crazy. At one point I was like, I need to full on underpaint my face and everything. It looked bad for a while. I just didn't know at the moment. Blends very nicely. I would say this added coverage to my under eyes, but because this shade is actually very close to my skin tone, this will be better for spot correcting rather than concealing and brightening. I think concealing will be fine as well actually, because it's a bit darker, it's pushing it back, but brightening is definitely not what it is meant for, so I think I will have to just use it as underpainting, or after the summer is gone I'm a lot more tan, so hopefully that will work. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad formula. I just need to try it in a different way, and I think it could work out. Next, we're going to powder my face, and no new powder. We're just going to use my NARS Translucent Crystal Reflecting Powder Situation. It has a long name, but I hit pan on it late last year, so I was really excited. I was like, I'm making progress, and I'm just really glad that I'm using up all my makeup. This is the year you guys saw my declutter. I did declutter quite a few things, and I want to just keep my collection to something that I know I'll use every day. But to apply, I have a new applicator. This is from Makeup Forever. This is a little velvet puff situation, and this was the item I bought from Sephora in order to collect my rewards boutique things, because you have to buy something in order to collect it. and I wanted the rewards more than the actual thing. So I was like, what am I missing? A powder puff. This was 50% off. Still kind of expensive. I think it was like $7. I was like, But I really want the other two things. I didn't want them to run out. So I was like, I will get this. It's very soft. It's a powder puff. Don't think it's super special, but it has very fine velvet little hairs. Let's just apply it on my face. I do like how this one, in comparison to my Thin Lizzy one, that this has a raindrop shape, so I can kind of be more precise. But yeah, we're just going to swipe it onto my powder and hope for the best. I do want to mention this is doing a great job at picking up the powder in a very fine manner. Sometimes the Thin Lizzy one has longer hairs and that might disrupt the powder underneath it, but this one's really good at coating it evenly. Maybe it does have a reason as to why it's like $9, because the powder transferred really nicely. It didn't pick up any of my foundation at all, and it looked like it did a great job at applying all of this powder at my face. And yeah, it's actually really nice. So this is a win. Next, for my face, this is super exciting because I got another PR package from Pixi, so I'm very grateful for it. Thank you for sending this to me. But yeah, I got 4 new products to try out and I can't wait. And in there I have this new glowy powder blush, which is, I think it's enhanced with vitamin C because of all these lemons, and yes, it is vitamin C infused. I can see on the back of the powder. This is a shimmery pink blush, which I'm quite keen about, so let's try that out for today. I think for today's makeup, we want it to be quite fun and glowy. Here is the blush. It looks like it could be the ColourPop Super Shock kind of applicator packaging, but it's massive, it's really big, and it is kind of this shimmery rosewood color. Oh, very silky to the touch. Let's just swatch it here. Very pigmented. Okay, thank God I swatched that, but that's a really nice shade. It kind of reminds me of She's So LA from Patrick Ta. It has like that hint of, I guess, beige and brown undertone to it. It does look like it could be a cream, doesn't it? But it's actually a powder formula, so I'm quite keen about this one. I have powder on my face, so we're just going to go directly into it. I'm going to use my Wayne Goss blush, pick up a little bit. That is a lot of pigment, and we're just going to apply it. It's a lot. Might have gone a little bit crazy with that one, so I'm going to get my big fluffy brush and blend that out. Oh, that's better. It blends really easily. It's very glowy. That looks like it could be a highlighter. I do like how you can blend it out relatively easily. That is a very nice thing as well. Definitely very glowy as a formula. You can see the highlighter peeking through. So straight onwards, you can see the color, but on the side, it looks like it's highlighter. It's not a formula that I would openly reach for, but now that I have it, I think it's quite interesting to play with. I'm going to just put a tad more here. I like putting my blush really high nowadays. I feel like that is quite a look and it just makes me feel more awake. Put some on the nose, whatever remnants are there, and then on the cheeks as well. I also like to put some on my eyes. I feel like that gives my eyes some warmth, and it looks more cohesive if you have your blush and eyeshadow the same color. I forgot to mention this is the shade Peach Dew, so it is meant to be a peachy color, but I think it's quite nice for a neutral everyday look. Also from Pixi Beauty, I was given this eyeliner and we're going to apply that. Before that though, I am going to just put a little bit of eyeshadow on my face. I know it looks a little bit like pink and tinted right now, but we're going to add some base colors. This is my 3CE Smoother palette. This is an all matte everyday neutral palette and I love it, and I'm going to try pan more of it and finish some shades. You guys can see how much I have used this, and honestly, it's one of my favorite palettes of all time. It's just so good. There we are. I feel like we have a nice base for our eyes. We're going to now go in with this liner. I haven't used a liquid eyeliner that's black in a long time, so hopefully it goes well. Pretty easy to use, very, very pigmented, and doesn't actually disrupt the powder underneath it. I think it's looking good so far, not patchy at all. Recently, I've been doing my eyeliner, you can probably tell, a little bit more like downward stroke, because I mean, I really like it when it goes up, right? Because it kind of frames my face. But if you notice, when I smile, I have like a natural line there. So whenever I draw my eyeliner up, it kind of creases. But if I draw it down, like it emphasizes my smile eyeline. Like it's naturally there. So I'm starting to draw my eyeliner like this, and I feel like it looks so much more natural. But the issue comes with I have two different eyes. This one has a double eyelid, this one is a monolid. So it looks like it could be uneven, but when I smile, it's the same. It's just like, if you don't pay too much attention, they look pretty similar, but it's like a thing. So I know there are people out there with like the same eyes as me, and it's okay that eyeliners look like distant cousins twice removed and they're not sisters. It's absolutely fine, because if you smile, at one point they will look identical. But yeah, that's just like a thing. But yeah, I really like this eyeliner so far. I just hope it stays all day. But now we're going to move on to the next product to try out, which I'm really keen. It is a liquid eyeshadow. Again, this is also from Pixi. It's a part of the kit they sent me. This is in the shade Crystalline, and it is this beautiful icy kind of glitter. It's reminding me of the Stila liquid metals, I think that's what it's called. But look at that. How beautiful is this? This is really intense. So shiny and shimmery, and I can't wait to use this. I haven't used a liquid eyeshadow like this in a long time. I usually only use a little bit for like the inner corners, but today I want to try it out. I'm really keen to give it a go. Oh, that's quite nice. I kind of like that. Okay, they're definitely not even. This was a bit fatter. Oh no, I really like that. I'm going to put a little bit on the center of my eyes as well here. Oh, that's kind of pretty. I really like that. I think it looks quite fun. I'm not sure how symmetrical it looks, but I have fun playing with glitter. And this one does feel like it dries quite easily. So yeah, the one on my hand, it's already dried, and there's not too much pickup. There's a little bit, but overall, it's kind of stayed in place quite nicely. I hope it doesn't flake or anything throughout the day, but it looks really fun, especially when I tilt my head. Like, that is a lot more obvious. I really like it. I think it's quite fun. But yeah, let's move on to the next step, because I have another newer product, and this is again from MCO Beauty. This is the Extend Lash. This is a tubing mascara, which is explained to, you know, like lengthen and make it look longer. I've tried this. It doesn't lengthen too much. I prefer my K-Beauty mascaras for lengthening, but it does make your lashes look really wispy, and it does stay all day. It is waterproof as well. I've walked in the rain with this, and yeah, good 10-hour wear. It's not too hard to remove either, so I really like it. So let's apply that mascara up, and we're going to move on to the last part of our makeup, which are some lippies. And we have here another Pixi product. This is their lip tint, which I think is quite unique. I think this year one of the biggest trends is going to be syrup lips and just juicy and natural lips. I think that is going to be a thing, and we'll see if that becomes a real prediction or not. But this is the Tint Fix in the shade Adore. It looks like this really nice kind of red orange. Let's see. Yeah, the shade I would use because it's quite warm, and we're just going to apply that on the center of our lips, just like K-Beauty tints. It's quite gel-like actually. It's a lot thicker than I expected. I thought it would be more watery. It definitely doesn't build up to like an intense stain. It just, whatever color it is, it will just repeat that color. Whereas K-Beauty tints, the more you put it on, the more intense the color will grow, which I don't think is bad actually. I think this is quite nice for beginners, and it doesn't look like it's settling into my lip lines. Can you see that? It gives a moussey, almost like velvet texture. It looks like it's drying down, isn't it? It's really comfortable. I really like it. It's been like, what, 10 seconds? Let's give it a kiss test. Not bad. Not bad at all. Only the center has some color. That is good. I can already see it settling into like this kind of moussey and airy finish. I really like that. And to top off the lips, I have two more products. Actually, I have a lip liner, and I also have a lip gloss. So let's do a lip liner first. I like to use my lip liner after my lipstick or lip tint. I feel like that gives more definition. This is the Velvet Lip Pencil from Clio in 03 Coffee Brown. It's very similar to my natural lip color, which is good for overlining. Looking good. And last but not least, I talked about this in my declutter. I'm really excited for this lip gloss. This is from Glint. This is Lip Serum, like glycerin lip serum. Like, it's kind of smart. But this is such a unique packaging because, okay, first of all, it's iridescent. But what you do is, what you do now is, you can see there's like this little hole here, and that's where the lip gloss comes out. And what you do is, you just twist it, And can you see like the gloss just comes out on the top? It looks like one of those like moisturizer applicators like Drunk Elephant or whatever. It looks so cool. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to get a little brush and we're going to apply some onto the lips. Also, I don't know if you can see, it's this like really glittery and just iridescent shimmer. Let's see. Can you see that? Oh, I don't think it's that obvious. I don't know, can you see it? It has like these beautiful shifts to it. It looks like it's a clear gloss, but yeah, it actually is filled with glitters and it is meant to be plumping as well, so I'm quite keen about that. I definitely twisted up too much of it. I didn't need that much product, but I was way too excited to show you guys the packaging. We're gonna put some on my Cupid's bow and we're gonna put some on the center of my bottom lips. Look at that, it's so cute. Okay, the glitters are definitely a lot more obvious in person. Well, if I look up super close. If you're far away, it looks like a clear gloss. It also didn't disrupt the product underneath it too much. At least, I don't think so. It did transfer a little bit on my brush, but I don't think it's too big of a deal. And now I'm feeling the tingles of the lip plumper, so we'll see about that. I'm not a big fan of lip plumpers usually, so hopefully it doesn't irritate me. This is it for the final makeup face. I'm gonna wipe everything off my hands and we will be back. We are back. I did fix this up and intensify it a little bit more. Now it just looks thicker. I don't know how I feel about that, but to top it off, you guys know I love perfume and this is a newer perfume in my collection. This is Byredo's Blanche, which is this beautiful clean scent. It is a little bit of a white floral. I just really like it. It's very soft. It's definitely overpriced, but I do love it so much. I just think it's one that is, it just lifts my spirits and mood. It is just one that is, I feel like, definition of clean girl scent. It smells like, it smells like clean sheets, but it's been put in like a field of white flowers and there's that sweet note to it that just makes it really, I guess, refreshing and almost like a childhood memory. Like, oh, I used to walk between like gardens and things like that. It's just very clean. You have to smell it to know what I mean. I think it's one of those scents that aren't super recognizable. It doesn't have a signature like, oh, you're wearing this, but it is one where it's a compliment getter because it's so inoffensive and just people pleasing. Yeah, I really like it. I just think it's awesome. But that is it for today's Get Ready With Me and just first video that I filmed and posted in 2024. How scary is that? I know it's a little bit late. I should have posted like earlier, but you know, procrastination. Also, now that I'm looking in the camera, I just suddenly realized I didn't put anything in my brows. Oh my gosh, I never did my eyebrows today. Oh my god, I should at least like comb it or something. What is this? How did I just forget to do my eyebrows? I looked at myself, I was like, wow, everything looks so good. Why are the brows like that? And then it's like, oh, I didn't do it. But yeah, maybe we'll just leave it. Maybe that's like maybe that could be a new trend of 2024, you know, like don't do your eyebrows. You know, like maybe that's a thing. Maybe I'm onto something. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I'm really excited for 2024 and if I'm being honest, I have procrastinated a lot in editing my videos and I was debating about this the other day. I was thinking, I have a lot of drafts in my phone camera of videos that I made, but they're all from last year and I don't know if I should post them, but I think, you know what? I made it. I want it to be seen. So the next few videos you see on this channel, they will probably be from like 3 months ago. Just beware about that. And yeah, I can't wait to make more videos this year and just overall explore video and content creation in general. I am really grateful for everything that has happened in 2023. I've reached many milestones, 1.5k subscribers. That is incredible and insane to me. Thank you so much. And yeah, everything has just been almost like a fever dream. I don't realize how much time I've spent making videos and editing, and it's so fun to me. I just find it to be a hobby rather than like a chore or anything. And it's so great just to see everyone's comments like, I tried this and thanks to your recommendation, I liked it, or you know, this didn't work out for me, but this did, and then I bought it and I tried it. So it's really great to have those interactions, and I always do love all these different ideas for videos in the future. So yeah, keep those coming if you want to see specific videos from me. And a while back I did get a comment saying I should probably change my like setup for my videos because I use natural sunlight, which is probably why sometimes my video lighting goes blah, right? I actually have bought lights, and that was from ages ago. That comment I think was like 6 months ago. I'm just really good at procrastination. I did buy a bunch of lights, and I have cleaned out like a space to the left of my room, and that's not something the sunlight will hit, and I'm going to set up lights. Hopefully that will happen soon. But yeah, so many new things to explore, not only here on my videos, but in my personal life as well. My New Year's resolution is to do the splits. That's been a New Year's resolution for like at least 5 years ongoing. Hasn't been achieved yet, but we'll get there. We will get there. But yes, I hope everyone has an amazing 2024. I rambled quite a bit. I just am so excited for everything that's ahead of us, and I hope everyone just make the most out of this year through both your achievements, hardships, and everything. And yeah, we will all just have the most incredible year. I am already manifesting that energy. So yeah, I'll see you guys for the next video, and as always, please let me know down below if you would like to see any other types of content from me. I do want to explore that as well, but for now that is it, and I'll see you guys next one. Bye.